November the 8th, 1943. 2:47 a.m. Colonel Wilhelm Crisoli burst through the doors of Army Group Center headquarters, his uniform stained with mud and smoke. In his trembling hands, photographs that will shatter the Nazi war machine's most fundamental belief. 5 Tiger tanks, Germany's ultimate weapons, reduced to burning scrap metal on a Ukrainian battlefield. The duty officer takes one look at Crisoli's face and immediately wakes Field Marshal Gunther von Kluge. What happens in the next 6 hours will reshape German military strategy, trigger the largest crisis of confidence in Hitler's inner circle, and mark the beginning of the Third Reich's technological delusions finally colliding with brutal reality. For 15 months, the Tiger has been more than a tank. It's been a symbol of German superiority, a steel manifestation of Nazi ideology that claimed Aryan engineering could overcome any enemy. Each Tiger represents 300,000 man-hours of German labour, enough steel to build 6 submarines, and the Reich's absolute faith that quality will triumph over quantity. Tonight, that faith dies. The photographs spread across von Kluge's desk tell a story of systematic destruction. Tiger 131 of Schwerpanzerabteilung 503, its turret blown completely off. Tiger 221 penetrated through the frontal armour that was supposed to be impenetrable. Tiger 315 abandoned by its crew after track damage, subsequently destroyed by Soviet engineers with satchel charges. Von Kluge stares at the images in stunned silence. His chief of staff later recalls, "The Field Marshal's hands actually shook as he examined each photograph. He kept returning to the image of Tiger 131, as if he couldn't believe what he was seeing. But the tactical details paint an even grimmer picture. Soviet tank destroyer units, armed with new 100mm guns, had positioned themselves in a carefully planned ambush. They waited until the Tigers advanced within 600 meters before opening fire. At that range, the new Russian ammunition punched through German armour like it was paper. But the technological defeat represents only part of the catastrophe. The psychological impact proves far more devastating. For 2 years, German tank commanders have operated with godlike confidence. They've charged directly at enemy positions, knowing their armour could deflect anything the Allies possessed. They've taken impossible risks because the Tiger made them invulnerable. Now 5 Tiger crews lie dead, and every remaining German tanker must confront their own mortality. The news reaches Hitler's headquarters at precisely 4:15 a.m. Oberfuhrer Julius Schaub, Hitler's personal adjutant, makes the fateful decision to wake the Fuhrer immediately. The reaction is explosive and immediate. "Lies!" Hitler screams, hurling the photographs across his study. "Soviet propaganda! Doctored images!" But General Alfred Jodl, chief of the operations staff, has already confirmed the losses through 3 independent sources. The Tigers are gone. The crews are dead. The enemy has found a way to kill Germany's invincible weapon. The silence that follows lasts for nearly 10 minutes. Hitler paces his study like a caged predator, his mind grappling with implications that threaten everything he believes about German technological superiority. Finally he speaks. If Tigers can be destroyed, then we are fighting the war incorrectly. This single sentence will trigger the most comprehensive review of German armoured doctrine in the war's history. By dawn, emergency conferences convene simultaneously across the Reich. At the Panzerentwicklungscenter in Kummersdorf, engineers frantically analyse fragments recovered from the destroyed Tigers. At OKH headquarters in Zossen, tactical experts pore over battlefield reports searching for clues about Soviet capabilities. The technical investigation yields shocking discoveries. Soviet 100mm guns, when firing subcaliber ammunition, achieve penetration values exceeding anything German intelligence predicted. The tungsten core rounds can punch through 180 mm of German armour at 500 metres. Tiger frontal armour measures only 100 mm. The mathematics are devastating. Germany's ultimate tank is now outgunned by enemy weapons. General Heinz Guderian receives the technical reports at his East Prussian command post. His response is immediate and brutal. He orders a complete halt to Tiger production pending design modifications. The decision cost Germany 12 Tigers that would have rolled off assembly lines within the week. But Guderian understands what others refuse to accept. Building more Tigers with existing armour is simply creating more targets for Soviet gunners. The crisis deepens when additional reports arrive throughout the morning. Intelligence sources confirm that British forces possess similar anti-tank weapons. American tanks mounting 76mm guns have achieved comparable penetrations in Italian testing. The Tiger's vulnerability is not limited to the Eastern Front. Germany's technological advantage is evaporating on every battlefield simultaneously. The psychological impact spreads through the German officer corps like a contagion. Colonel Franz Baker, commander of Schwerpanzerabteilung 503, submits a report that reads like an obituary for German confidence. Our crews no longer advance with the certainty of survival. They hesitate. They seek cover. They fight as mortals, not as gods. This hesitation costs lives and battles. At Zhytomyr, 3 Tigers retreat from positions they would have held confidently just weeks earlier. Near Kiev, an entire Tiger company refuses orders to advance across open ground without infantry support. The invincible weapon has made its crews timid. Hitler's response evolves from denial through fury to desperate innovation. On November 12th, he summons Ferdinand Porsche, designer of the Tiger II, to an emergency meeting at the Berghof. The conversation, recorded by Hitler's secretary, reveals the depth of his desperation. Herr Porsche, we need a tank that cannot be destroyed. Not difficult to destroy, impossible to destroy. I don't care if it weighs 100 tons or costs 1,000,000 Reichsmarks. Build me something invincible. Porsche's reply is diplomatically evasive. Mein Führer, armour and gun development is an eternal race. Today's invincible tank becomes tomorrow's target. Hitler's expression turns dangerous. Then we must run faster. The Tiger II program receives unlimited priority and funding. Design specifications call for 185 mm of frontal armour and an 88 mm gun with enhanced muzzle velocity. The vehicle will weigh 68 tons and require twice the manufacturing time of a Tiger Erne. Germany can afford neither the time nor the resources, but Hitler demands invincibility regardless of cost. Meanwhile, tactical adaptations spread throughout German armoured units. Tiger commanders develop new doctrines emphasizing concealment over aggression. They learn to fight from prepared positions, using the Tiger's gun range advantage while minimizing exposure to enemy fire. The predator becomes the patient hunter. These changes save Tigers and crews, but they fundamentally alter the weapon's strategic value. Tigers designed for breakthrough operations now serve as expensive defensive assets. Germany's mobile striking force transforms into static artillery. The broader implications reshape German military thinking. Minister of Armaments Albert Speer reviews production figures and reaches a chilling conclusion. Germany is building tanks it cannot afford to lose against an enemy that can replace losses faster than Germany can inflict them. His November 20th memo to Hitler contains a stark warning. The Tiger tank program represents the militarization of perfectionism. We are producing Stradivarius violins when the orchestra needs tubas. Hitler dismisses Speer's concerns, but other leaders begin questioning the Reich's technological priorities. General Friedrich Paulus, recently returned from Stalingrad captivity in a prisoner exchange, submits a devastating analysis. We have confused superiority with invincibility. the enemy has reminded us of the difference. The first Tiger casualties force a reckoning with mathematical realities that German leadership has long ignored. Soviet industrial capacity can produce 20 T-34s in the time required for one Tiger. American factories work around the clock producing Sherman tanks. German industry, despite its technological sophistication, cannot match Allied quantity with quality alone. The revelation shatters fundamental assumptions about the war's trajectory. German strategy has always assumed that superior weapons would overcome numerical disadvantages. If Tigers can be destroyed by mass-produced enemy weapons, then Germany's entire military philosophy requires revision. Some leaders adapt faster than others. General Hermann Balck, commanding the 11th Panzer Division, immediately requests increased production of conventional tanks. Give me 50 Panzer IVs instead of 5 Tigers. I can win battles with numbers. I cannot win battles with symbols. Others cling to technological salvation. Heinrich Himmler commissioned studies on wonder weapons that might restore German invincibility, anti-tank missiles, guided bombs, jet aircraft. The SS Reichsfuhrer declares, German genius will always triumph over enemy quantity. But genius requires time, and time is the one resource Germany cannot manufacture. By December 1943, Tiger losses mount across all fronts. Each burning hulk represents not just tactical defeat, but strategic miscalculation. Germany invested in perfection when the situation demanded adequacy. The Reich built Excalibur when it needed ordinary swords. The psychological transformation proves irreversible. German tank crews who once charged enemy positions with absolute confidence now calculate odds and seek alternatives. The Wehrmacht's offensive spirit, built on technological superiority, begins its terminal decline. The first Tiger casualties revealed a truth that German leadership struggled to accept. Wars are won not by invincible weapons, but by the industrial capacity to replace vulnerable ones faster than enemies can destroy them. Germany had chosen quality over quantity, perfection over pragmatism, mythology over mathematics. The decision would cost them the war. When those 5 Tigers burned on that Ukrainian battlefield in November 1943, they consumed more than steel and lives. They destroyed German faith in technological salvation and forced a brutal confrontation with reality that the Reich was neither psychologically nor strategically prepared to face.